Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. In case this is the first time you are stopping by, my name is Gina. I am a wife and mother from the Midwest, and I like to cook fresh foods for my family, and sometimes I film videos of the recipes and I post them here on YouTube. And this morning at 6:45 a.m. I got the wild urge to try to make yogurt in my Instant Pot. So we are doing a Let's Wing It challenge. I have never made yogurt in the Instant Pot. I have made yogurt once or twice before in the oven and it was too tart for me, but I think that's because I didn't use a good starter. And I happen to have the Greek Gods yogurt, which is like my absolute favorite. It's so good. It's not tangy, even though it's plain. It's just really, really good. So I am going to start off, I guess, explaining the ingredients, which all they are whole milk and some yogurt to use as a starter. And the materials we're going to be using, I'm using an Instant Pot IP Duo. And then I'm going to be making the yogurt in a glass Pyrex because I don't want to use a whole gallon of milk to start. Put the TV on? Okay, 1 second. I don't want to make a whole gallon of milk in case it doesn't work. So I have a, I think it's a 3-cup Pyrex dish. And then I also have a little metal whisk. And I'm going to be starting off by sterilizing my Instant Pot itself, which I cleaned out with the barkeeper's friend to make sure that there was no remaining anything in there. Because I don't want any flavors of like any garlic or anything because I cooked plov last time in here, which is really garlicky Russian beef dish. So anyways, I cleaned this out really good. I'm going to be placing the items I'm using in here. And then I'm going to add, oh, I have a long hose. What am I doing? Oh, it's not that long. Let's just do this. I'm going to be adding a little bit of water to the bottom. So we are going to run the Instant Pot. First, put your lid on, seal it, and then we are going to be running it on steam for 3 minutes. And that should sterilize the Instant Pot chamber, the whisk, and the Pyrex. I will be back when we're ready for the next step. Update. I think I should have put the steamer rack in there so the Pyrex wasn't sitting on the bottom, because if you listen, it's not that bad now, but it was really jumbling around when it was coming to pressure. So I would recommend putting in the trivet and then putting your Pyrex on top of that. I heard you could make it directly in the Instant Pot too, but I'm not making that large of an amount. So anyways, okie dokie. So I removed, I did a quick pressure release, obviously, and then I removed the Pyrex and the whisk from the container with a pot holder because they're very hot. And then I put in the trivet. There's about a cup of water remaining in the bottom of the Instant Pot, which we'll need. And then I placed the Pyrex back on the trivet, and then I put 3 cups of milk into my Pyrex. And this, I just learned this today, guys. Did you even know? Did you even know you can do that? It's a little holder. Tip of the day. We're going to go ahead and close the Instant Pot again and put it to seal. And then we are going to hit the yogurt button twice. And when you hit it twice on the IP Duo, it'll say boil. And supposedly, according to the interwebs, this will take about 20 minutes to to scald the milk, which means like bring it to 180 degrees, which is just before boiling, I guess. I don't know. It's like when the milk looks bubbly and frothy. I'm not too worried about the fact that I don't have a thermometer because the last time I made yogurt, I didn't have one too. And, you know, in the olden days when people made yogurt, you know, at their house, I'm sure they didn't have a freaking thermometer. So we're just going to go for it. I'm only making 3 cups, so I'm 90% sure that it will scald within the time period. But I've heard if you make a whole gallon of milk, you might need to run the boil program twice. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go. And once this function is up, we will be back to add our starter and set it to yogurt function. All right, guys, I was wrong. So when you're making the yogurt directly in a jar or in a vessel, if you will, like we are, You do not use the boil function. It barely warmed up the milk. You actually need to set the Instant Pot to steam for 1 minute on pressure and let it do a natural pressure release. So that's why this is a wing it challenge, guys. We gotta figure this out together. Alright guys, sorry I have the annoying flash on, but I'm trying to show you the bubbles that are in here. I actually ran this twice separately for a minute on full pressure and natural pressure release, and I still don't feel like it looks totally scalded. But according to the other videos that I've watched, 1 minute should be enough in any case. It feels warm. I don't know. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to mix in our yogurt. And this is a wing it, so we're going to wing it. I'm going to put in 3 teaspoons of yogurt directly into here and mix it up. Oh, wait. No, first I need to let it cool. So I'm actually going to, I filled up my sink here with cool water. I'm going to take this out and I'm going to bring it down to like 100 degrees, or basically when you can stick your finger in it and it doesn't burn you. Okay, so our milk has cooled. I timed it for 20 minutes and it's at 9 right now, so it took me 11 minutes to get it down to temperature in the cold water bath. And I did whisk it periodically because stirring it will obviously reduce the cooling time, so it took about 10 minutes. And again, I don't have a thermometer, so I heard that 105 degrees feels just cold enough for you to be able to handle the dish and like touch your finger in there, which I can, so. Then we are going to talk a little bit about our starter. Use a yogurt that you love. I personally absolutely love this yogurt. It is so good. I think I've said that before. And then also we need to turn it around and look at the ingredients and make sure it says live and active cultures. If it doesn't have live and active cultures, you are not going to get any yogurt out of it. So I, again, have 3 cups of milk, so I'm going to be putting in 3 teaspoons of yogurt. I think it's like a 1/4 cup you use only for like a whole half gallon of milk. So this might be a little bit much because I've never made this small of an amount of yogurt, but better to have too much than to have too little. And then now I'm going to take our whisk and just make sure this is really well incorporated. I'm pretty excited. I wanted to start this in the morning because I wanted to see it before I go to bed instead of leaving it overnight like I did last time. Last time I actually just left it inside of my oven, inside of a pot. And it worked, it just wasn't very good. It was very tart, the yogurt. Also, I think I'm going to strain this, which I didn't ever do before because straining is what makes it Greek yogurt. All right, so I think that is good. So now we're going to take our lid out of our trusty holder that I never knew was there. Close it and close the vent. The yogurt function doesn't work under pressure. It's just I'm going to close the vent so that way the heat stays consistent in there. And then I'm going to hit cancel, and then we're going to hit the yogurt function. And I already have mine set to 8 hours because that's where I'm going to start. You can start taste testing at 6 hours, but I watched a couple of videos, and I think I remembered last time that 6 hours wasn't enough. So I'm just going to start off with 8, but let me just cancel it and show you what else you could do. So if you're doing this actually in the Instant Pot and you're going to do the scalding directly in the Instant Pot insert, you could hit yogurt a couple of times, and that's when it brings the boil function. So that's for the scalding. And then you hit it again to bring it back to the actual yogurt function. And you can adjust the time with the up and down arrows. So that's it. I'm going to slide this to the back part of my countertop and then let this go for 8 hours, and I will be back at, I don't know math. It's 8:13, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, at 4 o'clock, and let you guys check it out. Hopefully it works. I really hope it works because they don't have this yogurt at Aldi's, and that's where I shopped, and I hate Aldi's Greek yogurt. It tastes like the smell of a wet dog, so I wanted to make my own yogurt. That's the truth. Friends, I'm trying to be quiet because the girls are taking a nap. I cannot bear to not check anymore. It has been almost 6 hours, which one video I watched said they could be done in 6 hours, so I'm going to check it, and hopefully it is stiffening and making yogurt. Yep, we have freaking yogurt. Hell yeah. So it's nice and moist in there. Let's get a spoon. Scheisse. says you can do a taste test. Let's see how firm it is. It's pretty firm, guys. I am impressed. So, it looks bubbly, which looks kind of gross. It's a very mild yogurt. Like, delish. I'm going to leave it just a little bit longer just because I want it to solidify a little bit more. But we are definitely on the right path. So I'm going to let it go to the 8 hours and then I will stop it. Okay guys, this is what it looks like. I actually only went to 7 hours and 30 minutes because I opened it just to check it and it was smelling very yogurty. And I tasted it and it is as bitter as I would like it, tangy if you will. So I stopped it at 7 hours and a half. And then this is what we are left with. It's actually a pretty solid yogurt. Like, I haven't even strained it yet. I'm very surprised. Like, this time it turned out really good. So the Instant Pot is gives it a nice temperature to incubate it at. So I'm going to go ahead and, do I want to strain it? Because it does appear to have whey already coming out of the spot that I cut. You know what? We're going to strain it. Let me get that set up. I just took the Instant Pot insert out and dumped the water out, as you can see. Took the trivet out, and then I have a mesh strainer here, and I'm just going to stick, this is 4 large coffee filters inside of there, and hopefully that's enough. I'm going to dump the yogurt in here, and then we're going to strain it for about 2 hours and see how it goes. The yogurt is in the strainer. The whey is dripping out. I'm going to set a timer for 2 hours and we will be back. Mind you, I started this at 6:30 and it's now 3:48 p.m. So this is not a fast thing, guys. I will definitely, if this turns out good, be making a larger batch next time because it was easy. Like, I was more preoccupied with it because I was super excited to see if it set up, which it definitely did. It's just a normal yogurt consistency right now, and also it's not chilled, and if you were to chill it, I'm assuming it would firm up even more. So let's see how this straining goes. Okay guys, so I, excuse me, finished straining our yogurt. I did it for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. I forgot to start the timer again for the second hour. But I did pull out how much whey came out for you. So out of the total of 3 cups of milk, we ended up with 2 cups of yogurt and probably about a cup of whey. And it's super thick and creamy, and it's not even completely chilled yet. I mean, it's only been in there for like an hour, but I'm definitely happy with this. This looks really good to me. The flavor is super mild because I used, you know, the Greek Gods yogurt, and this is not like a paid thing. I'm not like supported by them, and they didn't like sponsor me or anything. I just really like their yogurt. Sorry, this looks gross because I used it for flowers and like it got rusted on there. Anyways, but that's my Let's Wing It challenge for Greek yogurt. I will definitely be using this recipe in the future. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments, but definitely consider giving it a try, guys. I will post a picture of what the yogurt looks like served up for you tomorrow morning after breakfast, because that's when I'll actually eat it, and that'll be coming up. So if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, if you could hit that subscribe button, that would be great. And then I will probably pop up a couple more videos somewhere here from my other playlists if you wanted to check those out. So thanks for stopping by and checking this out with me.